going to be right. I can make the arrangements at once. It's in your hands now.
I will protect the crew. Nice move. On go. Get him. Got him. They're finished. Hey, nice.
Somebody's got to hold it down.
Here they come. Right. Safeguard your positions.
Beat him down!
You've given me courage. Free! No escape! Understood! Too slow! Parry this! Looking good! Wide open! For form!
Let's end it!
You're mine!
You guys rock!
It's my honor.
I bet you say that for all Little better for you. Oh, you're mad now.
Just move things carefully.
Catch this! Go get him! Beat him down!
Quite the improvement.
Now we're cooking. Get it all.
Up here! Give me...
Been saving this one.
Oh, that should be the last of them, which means quest complete.
Useful. Satisfactory. One blade for truth, one for honor.
the wind. Riding aboard the Grand Cipher, soaring across yet another cloud bank, I felt a pang of envy. The wind goes where it pleases, and it arrives when it may, a quality I have long sought to adapt to my fighting style. Here I stood in comparison, shackled to my duties as captain of a knightly order. Oft have I imagined the brighter futures I might have discovered, if only I were faster, more like the gale. Had I risen like a storm front, I could have prevented wars. Had I rushed like a squall, I could have circumvented tragedy. But as the wind continues flowing forward, so too does the passage of time. Idle ponderings would change nothing. I had exchanged my freedom for the greater good. Quietly, I repeated a promise I made long ago. Henceforth, I shall endeavor to combat adversity, so much as I can, for as long as I live. Happily, this hasn't been a hard course to follow, for it runs parallel to the path of the crew, gracious hosts and, on occasion, lively companions.
I want you to broaden your horizons for the betterment of our kingdom.
I now see the wisdom and kindness behind King Carl's decree. For it was my journey aboard the Grand Cipher that taught me how to cast control to the winds, to ride unbound and at the mercy of the gales. The wind. Riding aboard the Grand Cipher, soaring across yet When I was a boy, my best friend's parents were killed by wyverns. After witnessing the depth of his grief, I decided I would become a knight. I would protect the kingdom from monsters and the tragedies they wrought. But there was one massive wall standing between me and my goal. It was not aptitude, for I had some talent with the sword. But at that time, Fiendrock was a kingdom run by its aristocracy. Commoners were restricted to a life of labor, and the knightly orders were composed entirely of noble houses. Immediately I was rejected, told that I could offer my sweat to the crown, but not my blood, for it lacked the proper lineage. I was not deterred. Who was to say that our stone-walled villages could not breed warriors as well as our gold-gilded courts? I studied, I trained, and I worked harder than any man had ever worked to become a knight. In the end, my efforts bore fruit. Siegfried, who at the time was still in the service of the king, understood my plight and changed the course of history.
KLK.
Into the order of Black Dragon Knights.
Mina näin baikaloituis.
The Commonwealth with
Näki avanzando un chingo.
the nobility would only be too eager to dismiss me over the slightest misstep and prevent the chivalrous orders from being contaminated by peasant filth. I could not fail. The weight of my people and the future of the kingdom spurred me. I had to become the perfect knight. My ascension was not easy. If given a choice, I might have chosen a different path. But when I had at last emerged from the crucible of trial and tragedy, I was a changed man. I was the captain of the White Dragon Knights.
Aki mi voy a banar para dar unos golpes ascendo.
El Sendo está vivo.
Personage.
Está fuerte. Él está desaparecido. Sí, yo lo compré de una vez. Él estaba ahí, yo lo que no tenía los tickets para comprar. Pero después que lo compré no sabía cómo cambiar.
My mentor, Siegfried, was captain of the Black Dragon Knights.
Yo pensaba que Siegfried era malo.
By killing the dreaded dragon, Fafnir, and vouched for me when no other would. So when my friend and counselor was convicted of regicide, I felt betrayed. Siegfried's downfall thrust upon me the leadership of the newly dubbed White Dragon Knights, and I swore to bend all my power toward bringing him to justice. In hindsight, this anger was misplaced, foolish. There was no reason for Siegfried to assassinate the king. I should have deduced Royal Consul Isabella's hidden coup, long before turning on a man whom I knew to be steadfast and honorable. My mind trembled under the pressure of newfound responsibility. It howled and grieved for the loss of a beloved king. I know that this amounts to no more than an excuse. It was my flash judgment that drove me away from Siegfried when he needed me most. Had I been left to my own devices, the conspiracy may have never been brought to light. But I had Vayne and Percival at my side, and, though hunted by all the country, Siegfried himself infiltrated Isabella's cabal. I may owe the biggest debt, however, to the sky-faring captain, whose aid was instrumental in restoring peace to Fiendrock. After the dust had settled, His Majesty King Carl decreed that I explore other countries, so I could gain experience befitting my new station. Thus, I became another crewmate aboard the Grand Cipher. Since then, I have visited various lands. I have seen myriad peoples and their responses to numerous threats. I have learned many things and gained many new teachers. And as they have given freely to me, someday I hope to give back to them. But there are yet countless leagues to travel. So on I sail across the skies, seeking the strength and wisdom necessary for a true leader. Zega Grande Skydom. How much time had passed since our arrival here? With our battles against the Church of Avia and the pacification of many primals, it certainly felt like a lifetime. But now that things were a little quieter, we were content to return to our usual bread and butter, satisfying requests from locals. Though the crew was accustomed to quests of all sorts, one day, there came a demand that left us puzzled.
Sorry for the confusion, folks. This request isn't for the whole crew. It's an escort mission for Lancelot, specifically.
Me? But why? There were few in this Skydom who had even heard of my name. Curious, I asked about Hans, the man who had posted the quest.
Oh, you don't know him? Seems like he was real familiar with you. Anyways, he's a butler for the Lord of Crossguard.
I hesitated. There was nothing I could do that another crewmate couldn't accomplish just as well. Acknowledging a specific request for me felt discourteous in a way.
You're not at your fancy-ass court anymore, okay? On our ship, you don't have to worry about rubbing anyone's ego the wrong way. If you're interested in the job, just take it.
Though he may not have been tactful, Eugen was, as ever, a fount of wisdom. Very well, then. I shall hear what this Hans has to say.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Hans, butler to his lordship.
The next day, an elderly man ambled onto the Grand Cipher, leaning heavily on his cane. But looking into his eyes, I sensed deep wisdom and a sharp mind. And the pleasure is mine. I am Lancelot, a Skyfarer. Forgive me for not accepting your request at once, but I would like more details before returning an answer.
Yes, well, his lordship Ludwin is in need of an escort.
Hans explained. Ludwin was a lord of Grosgard, and he was looking for a mythical sword passed down through his family for generations. So far, his search had led them to a snowy peak, but nearby monsters made the trip too dangerous to risk without protection. Does your lord not employ a personal guard?
He does, but as this quest is for personal gain, he believes that commanding their service would be an abuse of power. However, the lords of Grosgard have never been gifted in the martial arts. So if we head to the mountains without a decent sword arm, tragedy will surely befall us.
But what led you to seek my sword arm specifically?
Well, we knew we needed a highly experienced Skyfarer. The mission is dangerous, far too dangerous for any amateur. But perhaps more importantly, his lordship is quite the fan of yours, Sir Lancelot.
My voice cracked in surprise.
Yes, you are known as a knight exemplar, talented in both combat and scholarship. How fortunate that this very same Lancelot would come to our land and proffer his services.
Whatever accounts you've heard of me were surely exaggerated.
And so humble. Lord Ludwin will be overjoyed when he hears that we've secured your aid. The Honorable Sir Lancelot to protect us. What could be better? So, will you accept?
Though this idolatry did not sit well with me, I could see no reason to refuse. From what I'd heard, Ludwin seemed an honorable man. Besides, there was much a lord of this Skydome could teach me. Very well. On behalf of our crew, I accept your request. Hans and Ludwin were waiting for me at the foot of Mount Nagelith.
It is an honor and a privilege to meet you, Sir Lancelot of Fiendrock. Hans has probably already told you who I am, but allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Ludwin, Lord Protector of Grosgard.
Though his aura was imposing and befitting of a lord, he also felt courteous and down to earth. The honor is mine. Though I am now no more than a Skyfarer, I swear to protect you and yours with my life, should it come to it.
Well, whatever your title, I am glad to have your aid.
Ludwin was beaming. Hans had told me of his excessive devotion, but it was another thing seeing it in person. I suddenly felt I wasn't quite sure how to conduct myself. Right. So you believe a family heirloom is hidden among these peaks?
Not the sword itself, first of a series of trials that shall reveal the blade in due time.
I see. And what is the first trial?
There's a record somewhere around here which should detail the whereabouts of the sword. A little game of my family's, if you will. But on second thought, perhaps a great knight such as yourself has nobler things to do than this frivolous treasure hunt in the snow. Yes, perhaps we had better call it...
My lord.
Hans was stern. More mentor than butler.
The ancestral trials are not frivolous. Each one holds an important meaning. Those same challenges taught your father how to reign. Skies rest his soul.
Yes, you're quite right. Forgive me, Hans. So, with that settled, I shall count on you, Sir Lancelot, to provide the muscle. For as you may know, I am sadly little more than a statesman.
I am yours to command. With that, I unsheathed my twin blades and started our quest. We go into the Viper's Nest. Take care. I'll go on ahead and make sure the path is secure. For your own safety, try not to stray.
Oh, do let me know if I can be of assistance.
My lord, let's leave the fighting to professionals, shall we?
Oh, yes, of course. Well then, Sir Lancelot, do what you do best. The bridge is down! Now what will we do?
Let's search for another path. This mountain is vast. I doubt this is the only trail.
Let's hurry along. The cold is not kind to these old bones.
That looks like a way forward.
The footing seems a bit treacherous. Please watch your step.
God! Monsters!
Stay behind me. I'll deal with this. On guard! Away with you! Wide open! Give it! I think that was the last of the monsters.
What glorious form, Sir Lancelot! It is a pleasure to watch you work.
If you're unhurt, my lord, we had better proceed.
Away with you!
No!
It's hard to breathe.
Parry this! Fall! Wide open! Lots of these ranged pop-doodles. Do be careful, Sir Lancelot.
Don't worry. I'll close that distance in a heartbeat.
What? Once more! On guard! Too slow! Surrender! Up here! Away with you! What?
Is this a dead end? No. Look! A chest!
Wait, this monster.
Get behind me!
A giant eyeball! I think I've read about this monster! Nazir Bonju!
Correct. Our crew has faced it once before.
Daring do, brave Lancelot!
Not yet! Give it! For force! Once more! Wide open! Away with you! Forward! You won't prevail! Right. Safeguard your positions!
Terrifying beast! Just a single glance and I feel frozen solid!
We'll see which is colder. Its gaze or my frost. We're safe now. One blade for truth, one for honor.
Impressive! The Twin Fang prodigy does not disappoint.
Thank you, my lord. I hadn't done much during our climb, so the praise caught me unawares. Shall we check this chest? It could contain the record you seek.
Yes! Let's see what she's holding.
The young lord opened the box. A rather dry affair, as we already knew what to expect.
And here it is!
In his hands, he held a flaking tome, its pages warped and yellowed by age.
This takes me back. Once upon a winter, I sought out that very book with Ludwin's father.
And now it's been passed to me.
But this... As Ludwin flitted through the pages, his face twisted into expressions of greater and greater perplexity.
I can't read this at all. Is this some sort of code?
I suppressed the urge to take a glance myself. My duty was to protect, not translate. In the end, it was Hans who broke the silence.
If it pleases his lordship, shall I offer a hint?
Ludwin shook his head.
No, this is a trial that I must conquer myself. And on that note, I believe you are dismissed, Sir Lancelot. I thank you for your services today, and payment will be made forthwith.
Understood. If ever you need my help again, do not hesitate to call. Thus, my private escort mission ended without much fanfare. And yet, I had a feeling that our paths would cross once again. At least, I hoped that they would. There was something about Ludwin. His earnestness, perhaps, and his love for his comrades that resonated with me.
Yes, can I help you? Have a nice day.
Let's start by heading to the main square. The bar should be in a back alley somewhere.
Huh. Guess that's one way to design a ship. Always cool to see how other places build their rides.
Wait till you visit the other districts. I'd love to give a grand tour, but...
No biggie. Besides, sightseeing will be a lot more fun once Lyria's back with us.
Very true. I'd better start brushing up on my tour guide skills. course, Seed Hollow wouldn't be complete without a blacksmith and alliance rep. If you need to use their services, now's the time.
You've got all kinds of flowers here. No wonder the city smells so good.
I guess that's where the seed in Seed Hollow comes from.
Excuse me.
Ready for some action?
If you're hunting for quality bargains, then you've come to the right place.
Spruce up your home with some new color. New furniture. Interior design.
Can't find what you like? One Skyfarer's trash is another merchant's treasure. Your patronage, always a pleasure.
Tulips, daisies, orchids.
For yourself. You'll be wondering why haven't I
Skyfarer, right? Which weapon shall I strengthen? I'll apply a right stone from the primeval god. Please select a right stone for me to engrave. It's a great success. Leave it to me. Let me show you what my master has taught me. Always strive to be perfect. Leave it to me. That went well. Leave it to me. Not bad, is it? Leave it to me. That went well. Can I take a look? It's a great success. Not bad, is it? You can expect only the best.
take care.
Got a second?
Ready for some action? Mission complete!
Yes. No way.
Indeed.
Judging from your gear, are you perhaps Skyfarers? Welcome. This is Rafal's Seed Hollow branch. This one? Which will it be? Please come again.
I think I've been here before. Probably should have made an appointment. Oh well, we'll make it work.
Let me think about this.
than eating apples. Ready for some action?
You're Skyfarers? Sorry, you can't pass through here. The aristocracy lives in that district. It's close to the general public, so let's check elsewhere.
My, what a magnificent castle.
Calling it huge would be an insult. Bet you could spot that thing from the next skydom over.
It's been a fixture of this city since time immemorial. After all these years, I still get emotional when I look at it. Useful.
Check it out! This city goes all the way to the island's edge.
Yes, each district has its own dock, which makes it easy to get around by airship.
Can't decide, huh? Don't worry, there are no wrong choices.
Limited time only, I'm slacking on my breakfast.
Oh my! All right.
Ready for some action? Easier than eating apples.
Can't decide, huh? Don't worry, there are no wrong choices here.
Man, this sucks.
Totally. So much freaking work to do.
Say, don't you two work for Zothba?
Who's asking? Ah, snap, it's rolling. Where you been hiding, man? Thanks for always looking out for the boss.
No, quite the opposite. Zothba has always been the one bailing me out. That info on Avia was spot on. But enough about that. It looks like you gentlemen are in a bit of a pickle.
A pickle? Nah, man. We're swamped with work right now. Everyone in the family's fully booked.
So, if you got biz with the boss, could you maybe go chill and come back later?
Huh. I get you're busy, but we're also on the clock here.
So what I'm hearing is, once these errands of yours are cleared out, that'll open up Zothba's schedule. Is that right?
More or less. Not like our mountain of work is gonna get smaller anytime soon, though.
Got it. Captain, what do you say to lending these fine fellows a hand?
Anything to help Lyria.
Right. We need info. And if it takes a little elbow grease, then let's grease it up.
There you go. Meet your newest co-workers. And not just any co-workers. These Skyfarers have an impressive resume.
For real? Awesome. Thanks.
We appreciate it. And for starters, you think you could check in with a buddy of ours? He should be at the market.
Let's kick some tail!
So then...
Yes. Door, get in! Feels like I'm in a maze. Let's kick some tail!
Satisfactory.
If you're hunting for quality bargains, then you've come to the right place.
What do you got me and you'll agree? This
Lo tú dices. Llegué a otra ciudad ahora. Porque está lleno de nada, ¿no? Hay mucha diversidad.
I get the word. Ready to roll up your sleeves? Here's the deal. Some bigwig lost something in the city. Something really dangerous.
¿Cómo? ¿Dónde anda Mr. Science?
Without my legs turning to jelly. Talk with an alliance rep. I left the details with them.
Ni idea. Ahora fue que lo vi cuando entré aquí. Sky Ruler, no sé si era... yo creo que era piña, creo, no estoy seguro.
Need something? Well then, so long.
You're looking for something dangerous? Oh, you must mean that. Yeah. I know a few folks that might be able to help you out. I'll write down what they look like. Go see what they have to say.
El sendo. Lo tú dices. ¿Cómo? No, pues imposible. ¿Ya tú eres rango maestro? Ya.
something. No doubt about it. If it's what I think it is, we'll find it in an alley.
Just tell us what it is. Whatever. Let's move on to the next person.
Look in the shade. Above our heads. Down an alley? Is that what they're telling us?
Maybe. Guess it's time to start crawling the back streets of Seed Hollow.
Estaba chequeando el team antiguo, el de May, que me lo regaló.
Don't tell me that's the dangerous thing we've been looking for.
It's just a cat.
Nada.
How dangerous can it be? Come on, let's get
Ese
it
team,
home.
ellos un par de vaina dura en ese team, pero cambiaron como la temática. Ahora tú tienes un supermercado humano, el otro
That's over with.
ya no hace daño.
Could have just told us
El
you
otro sí
can't
tiene
stand
mucha
cats.
mecánica nueva que yo vi que es el cáncer de la planta que hace cuando te está soportando. Puede ahora cáncer.
My body and my psyche. But you don't want to hear about that.
Can't believe we went on a wild cat chase. Why would the family Zappa bother with boring jobs?
I believe being a good information broker means having a finger in every pie, so to speak. In any case, we're making good progress. On.
Here to lend a hand? Couldn't have come at a better time. We're assessing the castle's manpower. But it's not like the guards will volunteer to take a survey. I hate to use the term eavesdrop, but we're short on ears. If you see any castle guards, could you listen in? Out of sight and without getting caught, obviously.
Remember, keep it hush-hush.
Greetings, Skyfarers. Welcome to Seed Hollow.
Ugh, she's it. Where can we eavesdrop without being noticed? Let's camp out here.
So my granddad said the craziest thing the other day.
Well, don't leave me hanging.
You know the Corridor of Peace? Know why they really call it that?
No, why?
It's to honor an astral who once saved us Sky Dwellers.
That's a good one.
What a joke.
That's what I said. They were the ones who conquered us. A compassionate astral. Can you imagine? Now that story I'd like to hear more about. Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with our task.
Remember, keep it hush-hush. Is there anywhere we can hide?
Who are you people? There's nothing to see here.
Uh-oh.
Sothpa's subordinate was right. We have to stay out of sight.
This spot looks good for spying.
Shh. Heard the news?
Yeah, they raised the threat level for the Skydom.
They keep sending reinforcements to Tempeal and other islands. Castle defenses will be stretched thin.
It's taking a toll on the public safety team, too. The Church of Avia has been popping up everywhere.
At least we're safe here. Don't have to worry about Seed Hollow getting invaded. Just hope I don't get shipped out.
Mobilizing soldiers out of Seed Hollow is sapping the castle's defenses. People might get edgy if this leaks.
You think we can hide here?
I know what I saw. That Harvin was wearing white robes. Matched what was described in the intel report to a T. They say that uniform stood out to one of the deadliest groups in Avia. Obviously, the Silver Wolf Corps is also nothing to sneeze at. But this group uses strange techniques. I should have arrested that Harvin. What if they've already infiltrated the city?
Avia may have already infiltrated Seed Hollow? That's bad news, but good to know. I think we've heard enough. Let's go report this in. Oh?
toast tune? How'd it go? I see. I guess we'd better offer some resources to bolster the castle's defenses. By the way, didn't you say something about needing to see the boss? He should be in by now. Why don't you head for the bar?
This Zospa guy sure likes to dip his talons in everything, huh?
Yes. Thanks to him and his informants, the city's managed to stay relatively peaceful. But I'm going to do him one better and protect every single dweller in these skies.
Really? Are you sure you're not biting off more than you can chew?
Was that too much? Anyway, time to hit the bar.
Finally time to meet the legend himself. From what I've seen with his underlings, he runs a tight ship.
So then... Yes.
Amazing.
Damn nobles.
Everyone, meet Zafba.
Well, out with it. That's some jam.
Yeah, I was hoping you could help.
Let's talk business.
You didn't let me finish.
We aren't a charity. Selling info is how we don't starve. And the juicier the intel, the tastier our meals. You want a seat at the table? You gotta bring the bread. Know what I'm saying?
So how much will it cost?
Avia exposes us to huge risk. At the friend discount, you're looking at 7 mil.
7 million rupees? That's enough to purchase several airships.
We settle our payments up front, but I wager your wallets are a little bit light at the moment. How about a proposal? You scratch my back, and I'll scratch yours.
We really don't have time for this.
Don't pass on a deal till you've heard every last detail. We've already looked into the mind sealer around your friend's neck. A catalyst stone that'll cancel the magic sleeps in some ruins on Dolly Island.
Are you absolutely certain?
Let me guess. You're giving us the scoop because you want something in return.
Man knows how to cut to the chase. All you resourceful folks have to do is break the seal on those ruins. It just so happens there's hidden treasure in there we'd love to get our hands on. And those are the conditions. Not a bad deal, if you ask me.
Yep, we both get what we want. Seems fair enough.
At this point, I think any lead is worth investigating.
The choice is yours, Captain.
I'll be waiting at the port. Come see me when you've got your answer.
Mr. Shades back there was no ordinary dude.
Right. Thanks a bunch. No way.
I think you painted a different picture of the guy, Roland.
Well, he's very passionate about his work, yes.
We didn't come here to dig up treasure for someone else.
I know it's not the most direct way to get to Lyria, but it's better than nothing.
Why did it have to be Dolly Island, though? Not to mention breaking the seal on the ruins. But if we don't take that risk... I suppose Zothma knows what he's doing.
Everyone! They're good tidings. Zothma wanted to thank you for your hard work. Something about finding hot gossip and shady cats? High-faring work sure is something else. Enjoy your gift! The fruit in the market looks so good. Too bad it'll have to wait for another day.
Yeah. Who knows when we'll find the time to kick back and relax.
I'm sure Lyria will fall in love with this beautiful city.
It's gonna be great showing her around.
Look no further. I've got all sorts